Hello po sa ating lahat. So, ang pag-aaralan po natin ngayon ay tungkol naman sa loss of exponents. Kung matatandaan po ninyo, ito po ay hindi na isang bagong topic sa inyo kasi napag-aralan nyo na po ito sa inyong mga lower grade. So, i-review lang po natin pero dadagdagan lang po natin ng konting twist. Okay, so here we go. The first rule or first law is a raised to m times a raised to n equals a raised to m plus n. This simply means that if you have two exponential expressions, so in this case, a raised to m and a raised to n, and you're going to multiply them, we simply copy the base and we add exponents. Sa Tagalog po, kapag meron kang dalawang exponential expression na may parehong base, so tatandaan po natin, dapat po parehong-pareho yung base. Ang gagawin lang po natin is we have to copy the base, then you add the exponents. So yung exponents natin na m at saka n, kung ano man yung value ng mga yan, i-add lang natin. So m plus n. Let's take a look at the examples given. So we have 3 squared and 3 cubed. Ano pong ginawa? We copied the base. So the base is 3. And the exponents are 2 and 3. So if you're going to add 2 and 3, you will have 5. Okay po, ganun lang po kasimple. Next, x plus 2 raised to 4 times x plus 2 raised to negative 3. Again, kailangan po pareho yung base. So makikita po ninyo dito sa ating example letter B na parehong-pareho po yung base. Magkaiba lang yung exponent. So ang gagawin, we add the exponents. 4 plus negative 3, that will become 1. So dahil 1 nga po yan, we could simply write that as x plus 2. Okay? And for letter C, 4 times 2 raised to 3 equals 2 raised to 5. Now, akala ba natin, or sinabi ko po kanina na dapat po parehong-pareho ng base bago po natin i-multiply. And as you can see, or seemingly, this expression here do not have the same base. However, we should remember that 4, okay, is equivalent to 2 squared. So if you're going to use that, ayan, 2 cube, ito po siya, we will be coming up with 2 raised to 5. Kasi nga, we copy the base, then we add the exponents 2 and 3. So 2 plus 3, that gives us 5. So yan po yung first law of exponents. Next one. Yung number 1 po pala is called the multiplication law. Number 2 is division. So as you can see, meron po tayong bar line dyan. Dito naman, a raised to m divided by a raised to n equals a raised to m minus n. Simply means, if we have two exponential expressions having the same base. So ulit, same base po, a. We simply copy the base and then we subtract the exponents, starting of course with our numerator's exponent, followed by the denominator. So let's do this. We have 5 raised to 7 divided by 5 raised to 3. Anong ginawa? We copied the base, and the base is 5. Then we subtract our exponents, starting with our exponent from the numerator, followed by the exponent from the denominator. So 7 minus 3, that is equivalent to 4. For our second example, we have 3 minus x raised to 3 divided by 3 minus x raised to negative 1 equals 3 minus x raised to 4. So how did that happen? So as you can see, pareho po yung base. We copied the base. Ayan. Then, 3 minus negative 1. So ito po, this is a result of, ayan, 3 minus negative 1. So dahil nga minus negative yan, magiging plus. So this will result to 3 plus 1, or that is simply equivalent to 4. Next, our third. Same rule, we copy the base. So our base is Z. Ito na siya. Then, A minus 1. So, saan po natin nakuha yung minus 1 na yan? Remember that if you don't have a number or an exponent written here, it is understood to be 1. So, ganun lang po. Next, third law, power raised to another power. So, a power raised to another power. By the way po, reminder lang po sa number 2, may mga books po na nagsasabi na meron pong ano yan, rule na kung saan m should be greater than n. Okay? However, hindi ko na po nilagay dito simply because meron po tayo pang isang rule na siya naman gagamitin natin later on. Yun po yung negative na exponent. Magkakaroon po tayo ng negative kapag yung n ay greater than m. Say for example, ito baliktad. So magiging 5 cube divided by 5 raised to 7. So if you're going to follow this rule, ito po, itong rule na yan. Ang kalalabasan po niyan, we copy the base, then we subtract the exponents, 3 minus 7. So dahil 3 minus 7 yan, that will become negative 4. Yung negative exponent na yan, pag-aaralan po natin later on. So do not worry about the negative exponents. We have number 3. So a power is to another power. Ang gagawin lang po natin dyan, we have to multiply the exponents. As simple as that. Kung mapapansin po ninyo, again, the base, we have a single base, 5. We multiply the numerator, the exponents, 6 times 7, that will become 42. Same is true with our second example. 3 times x, that becomes 3x. Our third example, copy the base, then you multiply the exponent. In this case, we are going to use this distributive property kasi nga po binomial yung ating exponent dito sa loob. Kaya 3 times a, that will become 3a. 3 times 1, that's negative 3. So, let's proceed. Number 4. Ito po, parang dinidistribute lang po natin yung exponent. Dinidistribute natin siya sa lahat ng factors. So remember, hindi lang po ito limited sa dalawang factors as shown in our example, in our law of exponent here. Dalawa lang yung binigay natin, but actually, we could have as many as you want. Okay? So, dinidistribute lang po yung ating exponent. Kaya kung mapapansin po ninyo dito sa ating right side, a raised to m times b raised to m. Example, 3a. So meron tayong parenthesis. Ayan. Cube. Ang nangyari, yung 3 dinistribute mo sa loob. Kaya ang kinalabasan, 3 cube times a cube. But 3 cube is equivalent to 27. So, that is our answer. Simplest form. Caution. So, meron tayong caution dito. Ang a plus b squared or quantity squared ay hindi po equivalent sa a squared plus b squared. Tatandaan po natin yan. Bakit? Remember, in our rule, we are multiplying factors or expressions. So, nagmumultiply po tayo, hindi po tayo nag-a-add. Kaya, ito po, tatandaan po natin or pwede rin pong maging subtraction yan. Basta po, hindi po siya, pag hindi po siya multiplication or division, we could not distribute our exponent. Okay? So, ayan. So, kapag sinimplify nyo po yan, this would simply give us a squared plus 2ab. Kayo na pong bahalang mag-figure out ba kung saan nakuha yung 2ab na yan. Pero binomial expansion lang po yung ginamit ko. Time, or plus, b squared. Ayan po. Next question. Ito po. Meron pong negative. Sinasabi dito, ang negative 1 squared ay hindi po equivalent sa 1. Bakit? Di ba dapat dito, i-distribute po natin yung exponent na 2 dito po sa ating factors. Yes, kapag yung negative 1 po ay naka-enclose sa isang parenthesis. So to make it clearer para po sa inyo, ganyan po dapat siya. Para ang sagot ay 1. Kasi po pag wala yan, negative 1 squared, ang ibig sabihin po nito, yung positive 1 po, yun lamang po yung affected by the exponent. Kaya po magiging negative 1 pa rin po. Okay? So remember those. Marami kayong may encounter na ganyan. Next rule, number 5. Ito na yung sinasabi ko kanina. Kapag hindi po multiplication, tulad po ng number 4, or division, tulad po ng number 5, hindi po tayo pwedeng mag-distribute ng exponents. So for number 5, that is, we are going to distribute exponents to our numerator and denominator. So ganito lang po yan. Ayan, kung mapapansin ninyo, yung 3, dinistribute lang po natin siya. Kaya ang lumabas ay 2 cube divided by 3 cube. Yung 2 cube, that is equivalent to 8. Yung 3 cube, that is equivalent to 27. As simple as that. Number 6. A raised to 0 is equivalent to 1, where A is not equivalent to 0. So dito po meron po tayong exemption. Kahit anong value po ng A, basta ang exponent niya ay 0, ang magiging sagot po natin ay 1. However, ayan, ito na yung exemption. A should not be equivalent to 0. Hindi po pwede maging 0. Gawin mong negative yan, gawin mong positive, bahala ka. Ang sagot ay 1. Huwag lang siyang maging 0. So for instance, ayan, 2x over 3, quantity raised to 0 is equivalent to 1. So this is taken as 1 unit, as one expression. It is under the influence of our exponent, which is 0. So therefore, the answer is equivalent to 1. Caution, 0 raised to 0 is undefined. Bakit? So explain po natin kung bakit ganon. Let us say for example, 3 cube divided by 3 cube. Ayan. If you're going to use our division rule, we will be given 3 raised to 3 minus 3. Remember, we have the same base, so we copied that base. Then we subtract the exponents, starting with the numerator followed by the denominator. So 3 minus 3. Or simply, this could be written as 3 raised to 0. Now, alam po natin, base sa Rule 6, na ang 3 raised to 0 ay equivalent sa 1. Bakit? Let's take a look at this. Oh. Okay. Nag-zoom. Let's examine this. If you notice, the numerator, sorry, naging Bisaya, naging matigas yung pagkakabigkas. The numerator and the denominator are the same. So, base po sa rule natin, if a number is divided by itself, the answer is equivalent to 1. However, there is also a rule that that division by 0 is not allowed. So, using that same example here, or that same concept, we are going to use 0 as our exponent, as our base. So, 0 raised to 3 divided by 0 raised to 3. Alam po natin na ang 0 raised to 3 ay 0. At 0 raised to 3 ay 0. So, magkakaroon tayo ng division by 0. At alam po natin that is undefined. So, ito po yun. Yun po yung reason kung bakit. Excuse me po. Number 7. Ito na po yung sinasabi ko po kanina na meron po tayong negative exponent. Kapag ang isang base ay nagkaroon ng negative exponent, ang ginagawa po natin, para po ma-simplify natin yan, kinukuha po natin yung reciprocal ng base. So, our denominator here is 1. So, babalik ta rin nyo yan. Yung 1 pupunta sa taas. That will become the numerator and a will become the denominator. And of course, our exponent will now become positive. Question, hindi ba dapat mayroon ding m dito? Of course, dapat meron. However, dahil nga po 1 yung ating base, kahit ano pong value ng m, positive 1 pa rin po yung sagot. So therefore, it is already irrelevant. However, dito po may nagbago. Siyempre, naging positive na po yung ating exponent. Examples, 3 raised to negative 2 equals 1 over 3 over 2, 3 squared, sorry. So, ito, yung ating denominator ay 1. So, naging 1 over 3. Tapos, yung negative 2, naging positive na po siya. Pero nasa denominator na. Or simply, 1 over 9. Kasi nga 3 squared ay equivalent sa 9. Our second example, 2/3 quantity raised to negative 1. So, ang nangyari, yan ang sinabi ko po kanina, kukunin natin yung reciprocal. So, ayan, nagkabaliktad, bilog ang mundo. Yung 2 naging denominator, yung sila naging numerator. And of course, yung negative 1 ay naging positive. Okay? So, ganyan po. Now, ultimate question. Is it possible to have an exponential expression which can be simplified by using more than one log exponents? Take a look at the given below. Okay, so we have quantity 3m raised to negative 2 raised to positive 3. If you're going to examine closely, meron po tayong base na consisting of 2 factors and an exponent here. So, ang gagawin po natin, first, ang unang law na gagamitin natin is we are going to distribute the exponent. So, 3 raised to 3 times, okay, For emphasis po yan. M raised to negative 2. We copied the other factor raised to 3. Okay, kasi nga po dinistribute natin. Yeah, ayan. Then, 3 cubed, that is equivalent to 27. However, ito po, pwede po nating gamitan niya ng a power raised to another power, another law of exponents. So that will become m raised to, what are we going to do? We are going to multiply. So 3 times negative 2, that's negative 6. However, dahil nga po meron tayong negative exponent, dapat po gawin nating positive yan, always. Why? Kasi po hindi po natin pwedeng i-consider na simplified na po ang isang expression kapag meron siyang negative na exponent. So the answer is 27 all over m. So naging denominator na po yung m, then naging positive po yung 6. Okay. Question, bakit po hindi po nadama yung 27? Again, yung rule po natin kanina, yung quotient po natin, wala po kasing parenthesis na nakalagay dyan. So, ibig sabihin po, yung 27 po ay hindi po siya affected by negative 6. Okay po? So, if you have any questions, clarifications, or suggestions, please do not forget to leave them in the comment section. And please do not forget to subscribe in my channel, para po updated po kayo kung meron akong bagong video. So that will be all. Thank you.